Patriots 14, the Jets 10. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Kia halftime show.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. 200 throws, I guess, from you to me, and welcome everybody as the Patriots lead at 14-10 at the half. You know, it all began in 1987 at this very same stadium with the Patriots at the New York Football Giants. November 8, 1987. I remember the first preseason game we had, which was first game ever at Joe Robbie Stadium, and all those, we had engineers all over. Everybody who'd ever plugged in anything here at ESPN was standing by just in case one wire came undone. It was a defining moment for us, and you've been along for the ride. And by the time that 87 season had ended, we had still, 16 years later, the highest-rated show in the history of the network. And so we go through our fastest 3 minutes, and let's look back at 200 of them. And Jim McMahon banged up. They were just 2 years before the Super Bowl Shuffle Bears. Mike Tomczak to Dennis Gentry, and the Bears won at Minnesota. Still the highest-rated show ever on ESPN. December 6, 1987. That Cincinnati Bears won. How good does this sound? Joe Montana to Dwight Clark. He had 3 TDs to Jerry Rice. This one to D.C. as the 49ers beat the Browns. It's a great quarterback. Graced us here time and time again. Like Montana, like Dan Marino, to Mark Super Duper. So many times we saw Marino and the Marx brothers as the Dolphins beat the Redskins also in 87. Warren Moon was one of our favorites. Through maybe the tightest spiral ever. There's a touchdown to Drew, who had 9 seconds to go to give the Houston Oilers a win over Cleveland. And, of course, Jim Kelly. In this game against Miami in 94, he had 4 TD passes. This one to Billy Brooks as the Bills beat the Dolphins. Running back? Yeah. Number 20, Barry Sanders. 200 yards in the second half alone in this 94 game for the Lions against the Tampa Bay Bucs. Emmitt Smith, 2 days after Christmas in 98, set the NFL record for career rushing touchdowns with 25. Oddly enough, today, Priest Holmes has 3 for the Chiefs and has tied Emmitt's record with 25 rushing touchdowns. Dallas over Washington. Look at the moves by Emmitt Smith. And one of the great wide receivers ever, Steve Largent, earlier laid out by Mark Harden of the Broncos, lays out Harden, and then falls on the football, forcing the fumble. Ba-boom, Largent to Mike Harden. The late Derek Thomas excelled. You've seen before the 6-sack game. And then here he is with another sack in a game against Jeff George of the Vikes in 99. L.A. Rams and San Francisco 49ers provided great shows, and so did our own Steve Young. To Jerry Rice, not once, not twice, but 3 times as the 49ers beat the L.A. Rams in this 1994 game. And then some not-so-stellar moments from one of our compatriots, Sean Salisbury. And you got to love the Bucs with those bright orange jerseys. Milton Mack took it to the house from the ridiculous to the sublime. Buddy Ryan, Kevin Gilbride. Ryan throws the punch on the sideline. Gus Farrat, a knockout game for him, literally. Skins against Giants in a tie in 97. And a new Olympic event maybe in 2008. Kyle Turley, then of the Saints, will enter. Bills Niners, the Super Bowl we never got. Gary Plummer, the tackle at the 1. Derek Holmes, the fumble. Lee Woodall, 96 yards for San Francisco. Last year, Olindo Mare, 53 yards. Has in a great game. The Dolphins beat the Broncos, but Denver saw it again. In the snow, over 50 to tie. And in the snow, over 50, Mike Vanderjag to win. One of the great smiles you'll ever see from Tony Dungy. That's our game rematch tomorrow night at Indy. Our first game, November 8th, 1987. Look at the graphics. You know it's not this year. Steve Grogan of the Pats, picked off by Lawrence Taylor. And the Giants won that game 17-10. So 200 now editions of the fastest 3 minutes in television. We thought we would go back a little bit to those Monday night heydays of Howard Cosell. This was the brainchild of our then vice president, our longtime president, Steve Bornstein. So we hope that you have enjoyed it. Well, all these things are live, and sometimes when we make mistakes, we have to say it's on its way to Pluto. But in the end, for all of us here at ESPN, thanks for letting us be a part of your football Sunday night, even if for the 200th time it happens to come on Saturday night.
when we
This
return at
halftime show
halftime.
is presented by Kia Motors. Kia, make every mile count.
When we return, couple of day games. The champs gone, Vikes moving up, and the once 9-0 Chiefs scratching heads.